It has been a long, cold winter, and we haven't been away properly since our big adventure to Italy. Spring still feels a long way off, and Karla really struggles driving her wheelchair and doing outdoor activities when it's so cold. So we found a campsite not too far north of London, and we're going to be picking out some activities which don't involve getting freezing cold and soaking wet. So it should be a really fun trip, and it should hopefully give you guys some good ideas for accessible activities to do in the colder months. So let's go.
Where did the time go? How do we move so far away? Holding on, how much can we both take when life isn't echo? I can't hear what you're saying when life isn't echo. I can't hear what you're saying. Strong lessons burn brighter. That makes us two fighters. And what I'm asking tonight is, could we get back to where we started?
Well, good evening everyone, and in true Adventure Wheels winter camping style, we've arrived and set up in the dark because we can't seem to get anywhere on time. So we'll show you the campsite properly later, but we're just going to have a cozy night. We've got a pizza in the oven, and we've just found a bottle of wine left over from our trip to Italy, so we've opened that. Thanks so much, by the way, to everyone who did watch our recent Italy vlog. It was so nice to share our trip with you. It was literally the best trip I think we've ever been on. And thanks also to those of you who have subscribed to our channel. It's so nice to see everything grow, and we're really looking forward to showing you more going into the future. We're going to get an early night tonight because Karla has got us tickets to a pretty unique and really cool experience. So something that we've wanted to do for a little while. So we're looking forward to doing that tomorrow and bringing you guys along as well. Morning everyone, we are just leaving the campsite and we are heading to the Warner Brothers Studios, which is in northwest London. It's all about the making of Harry Potter, so this should be a really good day. Well, I do not know where to begin. I totally underestimated that. I thought it was just going to be this little attraction, but it turns out to be this absolutely massive thing. And it ended up taking us about 3.5 hours to go around the whole place. Word of caution, I did nearly get kicked out by security for only thinking there was 4 Harry Potter films. Turns out there's 8, so I think we got some catching up to do. But yeah, just wandering around and seeing how it was made, even though we're not massive Harry Potter fans, it was just absolutely fascinating and an excellent all-weather thing to do. It was actually raining most of today, so when we did get to the sort of open air section where Privet Drive was, we didn't really spend too much time there just because it was raining a little bit, but everything else was completely inside and nice and warm, which was really good. Just a few notes on accessibility. We found it absolutely flawless, and the staff were so attentive in making sure Karla could see everything and and get us in the right places. I don't think there's technically a changing places toilet here, but there is, I think, what they call an advanced accessible toilet. For some reason it's basically a changing places toilet but without the changing places badge, and there are numerous sort of accessible toilets dotted around the place, with the main one being right by the entrance. But yeah, that was just a brilliant experience. Highly recommend it, and yeah, we're gonna have to go back and start watching some of the rest of these Harry Potter films now, and we're certainly gonna sleep well tonight. But yeah, that was a brilliant first day of our trip. We are having a slower day today after the busyness of yesterday, and we're not too far from Milton Keynes, so we're going to head there later, just find something fun to do for the evening. But we just wanted to share with you something that we've learned over the years when it comes to camping in the winter with a disability, especially if you have an accessible caravan or a motorhome. There are loads of campsites open all year round, but we always tend to gravitate towards campsites which have larger hard-standing pitches, as opposed to ones which have slimmer pitches where we can't park everything off the mud or grass. I can take my shoes off when I come inside, but Karla can't take her wheels off, so it really helps keep everything cleaner. If it's a caravan or motorhome club site, then these are the hard standing pitches with awning, which are the larger type. Another consideration is the electric hookup rating. It's always best to go for campsites with a 16 amp electrical supply in the winter. This means that we can have our older central heating system on the 3 kilowatt mode without having to worry about anything tripping out. And with our caravan being so well insulated, it really helps keep everything nice and warm and cozy. For this trip, we've based ourselves at the Ashridge Farm Caravan and Motorhome Club site here in Hertfordshire, as it was close to everything that we wanted to do. The pitches here are huge, and they have a really good accessible wet room for those of you who need it. And like almost all Caravan and Motorhome Club sites, there's 16 amp electric on the pitch. Tomorrow is another exciting day because we have got tickets to Woburn Safari Park, where we're going to drive around the safari, sat down in the car in the nice and warm, without having to get out. So you will join us there tomorrow when we arrive. Just arrived at the safari and we've been given a map, and this place looks absolutely massive. We're going to start off with the road safari because it's drizzling a little bit at the moment, so we figured that we'll stay nice and dry in the car, and then maybe later we'll get out and see a bit more. We are just approaching the kingdom of the carnivores, where there's lions, tigers, bears and wolves. Look at it go. Is that a squirrel? Oh. I just saw a squirrel. An actual bear in real life. Oh, is there one in the tree as well? Is this the part where you're not allowed to open your window? Oh. Okay, the bear is more exciting than the squirrel. That is really cool. I'm so happy we've seen a bear. Just about to head to number 5 on the map, which is the African forest where there's the monkeys. So down in Somerset we went to Longleat Safari Park quite a long time ago and with a different vehicle, and we drove through the monkey enclosure and they ripped the parking sensors out the back of the car. So we weren't sure if we were going to do it or not. Hopefully we'll get through without any damage to the car, so fingers crossed. We're just exiting the monkey enclosure and hopefully we still haven't got anything on our roof, but that was actually really fun. I am pleased we did that. It did look like the car in front of us, the white car, had its rear wing wiper damaged a little bit, but from what we gather we've managed to get out without any problems. Just checked the map again and it looks like we're coming up to the end of the safari, so we're going to park up and see what we can see on foot, but that was so cool. The weather's not particularly good today and we were just able to drive around, sat nice and comfortably in the warm, in the dry, and with Karla's chair undocked she was able to get a proper 360 view of everything, so it was a really good way of doing it. I think top tip if you're going to visit a safari is just take it really slow and don't be afraid to stop off as much and as long as you like. We had loads of cars driving past us and sort of missing so much, so yeah, if you're going to do a safari yourselves, just take it really slow and don't be afraid to stop, and yeah, just admire the wildlife. You're on a safari, that's what you do. So yeah, let's go and park up and see what the rest of the zoo has to offer. It was raining here when we got out of the car, so we dived straight into the restaurant and the food here was actually really good, and then the rain cleared up, so we're just having a little wander around and yeah, seeing some of the little animals. But yeah, coming off peak, it is so quiet here. It literally feels like we have the place to ourselves. Well, I'm not really sure what happened to the whole not getting freezing cold and soaking wet thing, because we did end up getting freezing cold and soaking wet, but it was so nice just to wander around the park and have a look at some of those animals. The meerkats were absolutely adorable. It was also really good to speak to some of the staff here about the animals. They were so knowledgeable at literally everything. Any questions, they just knew the answer, and it was really good to talk to them about some of the conservation projects that they have going here. But I'd say probably our highlight was the drive round safari, because that was just so cool, going at our own pace, looking at all the animals. And Karla and I both agree that a highlight was seeing the black bears, which was just incredible to see them up close for the first time ever. A few notes on accessibility. They have a really good changing places toilet here, which is right next to the main car park. Also, if you come here, then definitely pick up the accessibility guide. Some of the paths are a little bit steep around the park, and if you follow the green on the accessibility map, then that will take you the best routes. Let's head back to the caravan, warm up, dry off, and enjoy our last evening of the trip. We made it back to the caravan and we are nice and warm and dry again, and that was such a great trip. We've just had the best time and really reminded ourselves that there's still so much on even during the winter months. So this is our message to you. Do keep exploring if you can during the winter. Just adapt the sort of things that you do for all weather activities, like the Harry Potter studios or museums, or even sort of indoor leisure complexes. There's still so much on. If an activity is weather dependent and you do want to get advanced tickets, especially for things which might not become fully booked, then our top tip is to leave booking to the last minute if you can. Maybe a couple of days in advance, just so that you can see what the weather forecast's doing, so you don't end up getting wet like we did this afternoon. We are hitching up the caravan tomorrow and we are heading northwards to the NEC in Birmingham for the Caravan Camping and Motorhome show. So we really hope to see some of you Adventure Wheels followers there. But if not, then stay tuned and we'll catch you in another video coming soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye everybody.